Carolina, bold take. Carolina Panthers in the next couple of years will be your next dynasty in the NFL.
Why don't you go ahead and jump to the next topic and tell us why with that defense of theirs?
Now, C.J. Henderson. So Canyon wanted us to talk about the C.J. Henderson signing and the outlook for the Panthers defense in the next 3 years. Woo! I am pumped. All right.
This is all I got. Nothing. This is all you.
I'm
watching and learning.
C.J. Henderson signing with the Panthers. Sadly, he got hurt last year, which was his rookie year. But a 8th or 9th pick in last year's draft. The Jags gave him away. In return, they got Dan Arnold and a pack of chips, and the Panthers got one of the best corners, or a top 10 corner potentially in the league.
Yep.
So we got C.J. Anderson for nothing, and we're not paying anything for him. So in the next 3, 4, 5 years, knock on wood, if we sign Dante Jackson, whose contract ends this year, we will have Dante Jackson, who is our second corner.
Yep.
Will be our nickel when C.J. Henderson and J.C. Horn come back, or J.C. Horn comes back. So you got J.C. Horn as your starting corner, C.J. Henderson as your second corner, Dante Jackson as your nickel, possibly A.J. Bouye, whose contract ends not this year but next year. You have Jeremy Chin, who's locked up for a good 4 years as your starting free safety. Strong safety, it's a toss-up. Let me bring out my other notes. So strong safety, we have... Oh my God, I'm blanking. Justin Burris is our strong safety. I'm liking what I'm seeing the first 3 games of the season. He's hurt and he'll be out for a little while, sadly. Mm-hmm. But if we can draft a strong safety, a good one, so your DBs are set for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah, you're good to go, I think.
Hey, guess what? They're all under 24 years old. Yeah. So there you go. Now, in 2023, or after this year, they have Marquise Haynes, Hassan Reddick, Frankie Louvu, you boy.
Oh, Frankie.
Jermaine Carter, Justin Burris, and Dante Jackson contracts ending this year. Now, I don't see a good bit of those players getting paid top dollar. I do see Dante wanting a little bit more for obvious reasons. He was our number 1 corner last year. He's our number 2 corner this year. Mm-hmm. I see him wanting some money. Hassan Reddick's going to want a little bit more money, obviously. He's leading the team in sacks, right, with Brian Burns. And then Jermaine Carter, our starting middle linebacker. He's going to want some money too. Yep. In 2023, you have A.J. Bouye's contract ending, Morgan Fox, and Brian Burns. Brian Burns obviously being the number 1 defensive player on our team, him and Shaq Thompson. Obviously.
Brian Burns is
with Jerry
one of the best in the league.
Brian Burns, I'm still holding to it, defensive player of the year. That's a really bold prediction, really bold.
I don't think it's that bold. Right now, he's one of the top ones.
I mean, he is. His stats. I mean, he's lacking in sacks compared to, fucking Chandler Jones.
Got tackles 5. For loss.
His pass deflections. Holy shit. Pass
deflection. Yeah, like T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt led it last year. Yep.
So, there's your 2023 contracts ending. And in 2024, you got Derek Brown, Yetur Gross-Matos, C.J. Henderson, and Jeremy Chin. So, obviously, people are going to have to take some pay cuts in the next couple of years on defense. But honestly, the camaraderie with the defense, I feel like they will. They're going to want to stay together. They know they have something special brewing in Carolina on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to take some pay cuts. I 100% believe it. And the cap space looks great. 2021 cap right now, $21 million free. Next year's $51, and then 2023 is $148 million is freed up. But that's also because, Sam Darnold, his contract's ending.
Yeah.
DJ Moore's contract's ending. Robbie Anderson's contract's ending. So, I'm telling you, young defense with star players at every single position. I just went over all of them. And the ability to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3 to a run the nickel and have heavy players and depth at every single position. Unbelievable.
There you go.
I want to hear some Nick Coleman. Here we go. Let me hear it. What do you think?
What more do you want me to say?
What do you think, being not a Panther fan, about the Carolina defense?
I think, first off, I was going to say something about the Cowboys game because they ran.
Because I was about to say it as well.
They ran all over the Panthers.
They did.
Ezekiel Elliott's best game pretty much in like a couple seasons, honestly. And then Prescott really didn't have to. I don't think he barely had 200 yards at one point. So it was literally
All right.
they literally, if y'all had to stop the run one time the second half, y'all had one possession game with like 6 minutes left, and they actually ran out the clock with 6 minutes left, which is,
Which I called it. They were going to do it.
You did. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, no way, right? Yeah, they did. They really did. So I don't know if that was just the Cowboys' O-line is that good, and they are. But that's got, I guess that's a weakness maybe you could look at. But overall, I was excited about your defense a couple years ago because I called the Derek Brown pick. I was picking the draft. I was pretty hyped about that because I wanted him. He was really good, clearly. And then was it this past year or the year before, you guys drafted all defensive players. No one's ever done that in NFL history.
Yep.
Is that right?
Correct.
So I knew your defense was going to be pretty good. I just didn't know they were going to be this good, this fast. Like, I knew about Jeremy Chin last year. He was good. Derek Brown was good. Brian Burns was great. He was getting better already. And you got Shaq. What I didn't know is you had all these other cornerbacks, like J.C. Horn. I didn't know he was going to be that good. He was really good before he got injured.
He got hurt, yeah.
I hate it for him. He was locked down. Like, he was one of those, like, you're not getting any targets. He's going to have a clean jersey, maybe one tackle the whole game. He was literally glue. It was crazy.
Yep.
A.J. Bouye in the offseason. That's awesome. Did he not? He was the second best defensive player on the 2017 Jags team, who had a kind of legendary defense, or one of the best defenses in like the 21st century. I'll give you that.
You're right.
And he was one of their best players. So he's good. C.J. Henderson, that was a week ago. Is that the anniversary, right?
No, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago. Oh, that's right. It happened right before the game.
He was like a Richard Sherman pickup.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have started, but he had to.
Yeah. You already said about him. That was the dumbest trade. You're gonna win that Jags Panthers bet because that stuff like that. The Jaguars gave away one of the. You said top 10.
There was some drama,
soon maybe, but really good cornerback, really young cornerback. Mm-hmm. Those changes in the last year have made me think that, man, they could be the best defense already, and that's probably going to lead into the next 3 or 4 seasons at least.
Like you said about last year, they were ranked one of the worst defenses last year in the league.
They were.
Now they're one of the best.
Yeah, literally. That's a crazy turnaround.
Granted, Jermaine Carter signing, Hassan Reddick, huge signing, Morgan Fox signing.
Yep.
Those were three big pickups in the offseason. And A.J. Bouye, sorry.
But you can never account for the free agents because you don't know. You can kind of project what a team's going for in the draft. I mean, free agency, seeing my team, kidding me?
Y'all picked up like 30 fucking players.
Yeah, I know.
In free agency.
Matt Judon. Oh my God.
So with the Dallas game, I projected a loss. I figured the Panthers would lose that game. Dallas is really good offensively.
Yeah.
Defense, they can get better, but offensively, they were really good.
Mm.
So I figured they would get to Sam Darnold. They did.
Yeah.
Because the Panthers' defense is shit. All right, cool. So
they're not shit. They just had a shit game. There's a difference.
So the Panthers' defense or offensive line is shit and has been for quite some time now. Mm. So that's the offensive side of the ball flawed. Also, McCaffrey didn't play. That kind of hurt.
Yeah.
Defensively, going against one of the best offenses in the league, they did pretty good against the pass. Now the run, I figured it would happen. Our interior D linemen are younger. I'm not going to say they're bad, but you got Derek Brown, Morgan Fox.
They're not bad.
Yatur Gross-Matos leading the charge in the interior line. 2 of the 3 within 2 years. Okay, so now you got Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick, who was out some of the game. Also, Shaq Thompson out some of the game, and he's going to miss some weeks. So the outside, they never ran the ball on the outside, and if they did, it was a loss. I'd say 80% of the time. They got all of their rushes and yards running up the middle, and that's what fucked us.
I agree. And if you watch, it's not just like you look at the end result, how many yards they got. Just go back and watch. Just watch about 10 plays at random in the game. If it was a rush up the middle, I'm pretty sure, and it's really, I think it's more the Cowboys' own line is
especially
really
the
stout.
front
Especially
three.
the front three with Zach Martin. Come on, Zach Martin's one of the best guards ever. They were actually pushing the defensive front backwards probably 3 yards every time. That's automatic 3 yards. Plus your guys running through. If there's a little hole, give them at least another 2 or 3 yards. On a bad play, that's about 6 yards to carry.
Yep.
That's, I mean, you know.
Right.
So, and that's literally what it was.
It hurt. It hurt watching it.
They
Bad.
couldn't stop it. I was really shocked. I thought they'd do better because they've been so good. But I guess I think the Cowboys, that you won't see that bad. It won't be as bad as you're saying. It really isn't.
Just give it time; they'll get better. And
Yeah.
you know, like you said, their offensive line for the Cowboys is great, especially the front three. Now, when people get on to me about me saying Brian Burns is the shit, Tyron Smith, one of the best left tackles in the league, right?
Yep, has been.
Brian Burns kicked his ass.
He did.
All game. All game.
And,
All fucking
and the
game.
run, too. They couldn't run outside
They
to his
couldn't.
side. They had to
Just
run
said.
the backside. Yeah.
And if they did run it to the outside, it was on the right side when Hassan Reddick was hurt.
Yep.
So they had to run it up the middle, and it fucking worked. Couldn't stop it. But yeah, Brian Burns, I'm telling you, that fucking guy is phenomenal.
As Belichick would say, that guy is a problem.
He is.